Welcome to the BIG Business Systems Prospect Portal training. In this short video, we're going to have a look at how you can create bespoke emails either in a text format or HTML email facility and send it either to individual records, groups of records, or to bulk email lists in individual tabs from the Prospect Portal. So let's have a look at how we can do this. Firstly, you're going to need to log into the system, and you do this at hbitl.net/training. You enter your personal ID, usually starting with 2 and it consists of 5 digits, and your individual password. So once you log in, it's going to bring you to the home page, and there's 3 important parts of navigation that we want to look at here. Top left hand corner is the home button. This is my prospects, this is where your data is held, and then also your account, point 12, where you're going to edit the HTML emails. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Prospect Portal. In the previous video, we showed how you can upload data to this facility using the CSV file. And what we did in that instance is we uploaded them to the master email tab and the email sent. So here you can see that we have a number of records which have previously been updated. For the ease of use today, we're going to scroll down and we're going to change this to 25. So we're only going to be looking at 25 records at a time. So if we want to send just to the top 2, we would click on the top 2, we would scroll down to the bottom, and we would put the click send email button. And we can either send a blank email or a template which we previously created. So if we have a look at the blank email, what we're going to do is we're just going to send. It's saying it's going to send it to 2 records. You would type in your subject here, your message by overwriting here, and you'll see that your footer has been pulled from the database which we've already been provided, and you're going to send that, and that will send to both of those records. So if we click here, we can go back and see both of those records now have the email facility next to the tools to show that we've sent an email today. Okay, so that's how we do that. If you want to send it to a bulk group of people, what you can do is scroll down to the bottom again, and this time we're going to send a bulk email to the entire portal, and we're going to look at the tab here. So we're going to be sending it to master tab, email, and sub-tab email upload, which is the one we're operating in. So we're going to click email. Do we want to send to everybody in this tab? Yes, we do. And again, we can either send the blank email, which we're going to modify on the go, or to a template we've previously created. So if we go to this particular instance here, it's not telling us how many are here at this point because it's going to run a query as it actually goes. So you might want to change the title in there if that's not suitable for you. You're just going to check that your template is correct. Of course, in this instance, we've just got some demo information in here, which you would have changed prior to sending it. And then what you're going to do is to send email. So if I click on the send email button, that's now going to send to all of the records. You can see down in the bottom left-hand corner, it's saying waiting for hbitl.net. That's because it's just churning through each record one by one, sending them an individual record with the details personalized, so they're having that individually. So that's just going to take a few seconds, maybe a minute or two, just to go through all of that. And what we're going to do is, once it's doing that, is I'm just going to close this window down. I'm not actually going to close it, I'm just going to minimize it so it can run in the background, and we'll come back to it once it's finished. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move back to the home page. I'm going to go to your account. Because we've got the other page running in the background, this is going to be a little bit slow once it just calls it. You can see up in the top left hand corner here that it is working, so it's just waiting for a response from the server. And this is more about the upload time that you have available at your office or your home, rather than the speed of the server. So if you're in a very fast fiber fiber area, it's going to be very quick. If you're out in the sticks like I am, it's a little bit slower, so we're just going to call that up again. So here we are. And here what we can see is we're interested in the custom actions, and we're going to create and edit an email. So here we already have a template in here. So what we're going to do in the first instance is we're going to edit. We're going to click on the source code, as we're currently in the what's called the WYSIWYG, what you see, what you get format. So I'm going to click on source, and it pulls up all the source. I'm going to select the entire code by clicking in the top left hand corner, holding the left button down on the mouse, and scrolling all the way down to the bottom of the page. I'm going to make sure I've copied all of the code. Now what I'm going to do is going to use the keypad by holding down the control button and tapping the C button. That's copied that to the clipboard for me. I'm now going to go back because I don't want to save the changes. I want to keep that template in that format. But I've copied the code to my clipboard on my PC. I'm now going to go to click here to create a new email. So I'm going to give it a friendly name so I know what it means. This is just for me. July template for demo. And then I'm going to put newsletter from independent Herbalife member, July 2015. We're now showing this box here has nothing in it, but it's also showing in the WYSIWYG area. So what I'm going to do now is to click on the source, and I'm going to just click on the top left hand corner. I'm going to hold down the control button on my keypad. I'm going to tap the V button, let go of control, and we've pasted in the code. So now if we go back to the source, you can see that we've copied that in. At this point, I'm going to add the email. So I've now written that to the database, but of course I haven't made any modifications other than the friendly name and the subject the prospect will actually see. So I'm going to go back and edit this. So some of the things that you may want to do is you may want to go in and change the images. So to do that, you would click on the image here by right-clicking. Then you're going to select Image Properties. And this is where we save the images for this particular activity, and we will provide you a list by email, customer services at aribasystems.co.uk. So I'm going to change this banner image at this point to one that we've already uploaded, and it's called CR7 cover. It's going to be appropriate for lots of people later on in the year. And you can see that we've changed the banner image there. Now what you want to do is to change your text. So make sure this is correct and current. We might also want to change this image. So I'm going to right click on the image again. And again, I'm just going to change the file name. This time I'm going to change it to another sports one. So these are what we've got in here. Put some information about that. Etc, etc. This might be how you close it out. Close out with a call to action. You might want to put something in here about level 10. Just have a quick glance to make sure that you're happy with all of that. Just make sure that you've changed these details. And one final look just before we save this. The online version here is sometimes people can't see it on their phones or on their email clients these days. So if they were to click on that, it will open it up in Safari or Google Chrome, so they can actually see the full HTML email. So you would leave that in there, but you can remove it if you want. And now what I'm going to do is to update the email. So now you can see that's in there. So what I'm going to do now is to go back to the page that we sent earlier on. So now you can see that it sent it to 173 emails. So they've all gone. So if we click here to continue, it takes us back to the prospect portal, and we can see that every one of those records now has a sent email icon against it. So if we wanted to send the new one, for example, we'll take the 3rd, 4th and 5th. We're going to go back down to the bottom. We're not going to send to everybody this time, so we're just going to click this email send button here. Click here to send the bulk emails to ticked prospects. Here's our new template we just created. So here we can see that that's been changed. Obviously you would spend a bit more time making sure this looks a little bit more effective. And then what you're going to do is when you're happy with it, you're going to press send. And off it goes. So if we return back to the prospect portal for one more time, now you can see that at the top we've got 5 records overall that have had 2 emails. So let's move those into the sent email as well, just for purposes of demonstrating it and tidying our data up. So we're going to move those into the sent email tab. And if we have a look at that, again my connection's a little bit slow here, just see it's running in the corner there. And in a few seconds time it's just going to show us that data has been moved across into that portal. There you go. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for everybody. I'm just going to take you back here for one more time just to show you how to do that again. So for those looking at creating the templates, what you would do is the first thing you would do is to go back into the first template that we've created, click on the source, scroll down, select and scroll down all of the code. Make sure you have all of the code in there. Hold down the control button on your keypad, press copy. That's now been saved to your clipboard. I'm going to go back, I'm going to create the new one. So I might start drafting up the August newsletter. Click on the source button. If I press the paste button, that will also go into there depending on the security settings on your PC. Mine is set to allow it. Some of you may see that comes up with a box asking you to paste it in using the keyboard, which is why I've been explaining how to use the keyboard. So if I now click on the source button, it'll take us back to here. And then of course, if you want to change that, we're now going to go into this instance. We're going to change the image this time. I'm going to change that to the skin image which we've uploaded for you. You can see that that's in there as well. And again, you'd want to change all of that text. One of the other things you can do here is you can also preview it. So if you want to preview what that looks like, it's this little icon here. So you can now see what that email is going to look like as you're building it as well. As you can see in this instance here, the image at the top has scrolled to the size of the screen. The rest of it will also scroll to the size of the phone or to the screen, depending on what you're using. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this email, and we go back to the list. We've now got the 3rd newsletter in there, and that's how you build your email lists. So I hope you find that helpful. It's certainly a great facility, allowing you to email up to 3,000 prospects at a time, using some pretty good tools and colorful HTML emails to make it pleasant on people's eyes to read. Thanks very much everybody for your time.